Bonjour Cancer and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your January messages from your ancestors. So I hope you're doing well and that you've had a good month so far. In this series I channel different ancestral messages, and it could be from past on loved ones. So obviously they're not going to all resonate with you. Do bear in mind this is general. So take what resonates and drop the rest. All of the decks that I'm using today I have reviewed in my channel, so if you would like to check out all of the cards, the artwork, and get the info on how to get them for yourselves, there will be a link to the playlist in the description box below, and each individual decks as well. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my decks, now is the time to do so by taking a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my Cancer Aquarians need to hear from their ancestors for January, please? Please show us what they need to hear for their highest good. I'm going to grab a couple of messages from this oracle deck. And then I'm going to grab one from this one. Alright, so we have card 19, Letting Go, and card 24, Rebirth. Now, Pisces got this as their messages as well. And the full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. Okay, so what they're saying to me with letting go is that there is something that's been very difficult for you to accept, and it may have created a deep wound. You see on this card, this represents the chasm, the hurt that this person is experiencing, and the little boat is this person's soul trying to navigate it and not get swallowed. So there is a big message here. Also, card 19 diminishes to number 10, which is culmination and completion. So this is a message directly from your ancestors telling you you need to let go of something, you need to release something. Now obviously you will have different circumstances, and the messages may or may not resonate with you, but for some of you a broken heart, a heart that's been shut is what they're saying to me, and they're asking you to see this as some kind of learning experience and understanding that the next person that presents themselves towards you should not be judged or tainted with the same brush, is what they're saying. Understanding that it happened for a reason, to prepare you for the next person in your life, is what I'm hearing. For others, you need to let go of a grudge. That's what they're saying to me. They're saying, there's a grudge that you're holding on to, and it's consuming you, it's darkening you, is what they're saying. And they're saying that actually it's not as important as you think it is, and that's why you need to let it go. And that's why you've got this card here, see the bigger picture, because you may be in your own small whirlpool, and when they talk about a storm in a teacup, is what they're showing me, a storm in a teacup, and they're asking you to detach yourself from that and see the bigger picture. Be like the eagle. They're showing me an eagle, so be like the eagle that looks at things from really high, and they can still see all of the details, but they're detached. And I think that's what they're asking you to do, because you're in a cycle of rebirth. Now, I love this card. It's based on the Japanese art of mending broken objects with gold, and it's based on this, obviously, loosely I'm telling you, I'm not an expert in that art, but I love the idea, the concept behind it, which is an object becomes more valuable and better when it's been broken and glued back with gold. So this is a clear message of loving all of the wounds and scars that you've acquired, because you then get reborn and you're a better version of yourself, which is what I'm hearing very clearly. So no matter what has happened, uh, I'm really getting this energy that it's been dragging you down for a very long time, and now your ancestors are intervening and they're saying, okay, you need to let go of this because you need to emerge. This is the word emergence I'm hearing with these two. And if you look at the symbolism on the cards, this body is being lifted up, and this person is like, she's, I know it's not the case in the artwork, but to me it's like she's underwater and she's swimming up all the way to the surface. This here represents your ancestors, and they're saying they're frustrated. They really want you to let that go. They're trying to lift you out of it. But you're here, you're on that boat, trying to navigate it, but not really escaping it, because here you can't see much. You can't see the bigger picture when you are in this pool right here. It's very dark and very narrow, and they're lifting you up. I'm getting all of these words, and they're sending me pictures, as I said, of an eagle seeing from higher up, and emergence, and everything is looking up. And so for you, it really is about accepting something and just completely letting it go and dropping it. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm getting the energy of wounds and hurt. But I'm also getting a message for someone out there that there's a grudge that's being held on to and it needs to go. And the grudge is there because someone hurt you. I'm not saying the grudge is there for no reason. I'm just saying some of you as well may be holding on to past pain and kind of staying in it, revisiting it regularly, which is stopping you from moving on. And they say that the key to get out of that is to see the bigger picture. In other words, why did this happen? What have I learned? And then move on. Obviously, easier said than done. Not judging at all. Just telling you what I hear. So we have the Page of Swords, the Lovers, big energy, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, I know why it's here. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy working under that you may not be aware of, is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is an energy of movement, of something growing, something making progress. And to me, this is the sign that your ancestors are trying to push you towards healing, towards rebuilding yourself, towards growth. Because as I said to you, if you hold on to something like past pain and you relieve it all the time, or a grudge or something, you stunt your development. You're just not moving. It's become stagnant, and they're trying to get you to move out of this, to grow, to evolve, which is why it's there at the bottom. And in a very pragmatic way, because we're talking about the Pentacles energy, so we're talking about in a very real way in the 3D world. I can see immediately, I have to say, I mean, the Two of Swords under see the bigger picture is that you just don't see it yet. Because the Two of Swords is an energy of protection. This is having your guard up and not dropping it. And, you know, it can be for many reasons. Here I'm hearing protection. You're protecting yourself. You've been hurt before. You don't want to be hurt again. So you relieve this past pain or whatever it is. And obviously the message is here. Drop your guard, right? This is very, very clear to me that this is why the Two of Swords is here, because this is a stagnant energy. You're not going to move forward. You're not going to heal until you drop your guard. And the way you do that is by looking at the bigger picture. Why did this happen? What have I learned from it? And then you move on. So with the letting go, you have the Lovers. So two different things here. Firstly, it may be a relationship that you have to let go of. For some of you, you know, there's no easy way of saying that, but you may have been hurt really badly by your partner and you have to let that person go. For others, it's the decision, because the Lovers, the primal sense of the Lovers card, talks about a very significant choice you're having to make on your life path. This is the card of choosing, and it's a decision that's based from your heart space, fighting against your head, because generally speaking it's a man with a woman, an older woman and a younger woman on a traditional Tarot de Marseille, and his head is telling him, or it's an interpretation anyway, but his head is telling him maybe he should be with the older person, but his heart is telling him he should be with the younger person because she's more attractive. So it's the fight against head, the duality between your head and your heart, which makes this decision very difficult, particularly when it's a major arcana, which means it's going to have a longer term effect on your life path. It is so important that you let go of whatever this is, because with the Lovers here, this is a decision that's going to have such an impact. It's really going to free you. And you can see, funnily enough, I've never noticed this before, but the Cupid is not firing at one of the people there. In your reading, it's firing at the person here, which is you, with your guard up, and it's saying, let me help you, let me help you make the decision to drop this. And here you have the Page of Swords. Now the pages represents news and messages that come your way, but they also represent a new direction and a desire to learn. Now with the Swords energy, which is to do with truths, knowledge, your thoughts, your ideas, I'm really, what they're trying to say to you is that you need to start looking at things differently, thinking of things differently, and develop, learn. That's the message I'm hearing with this Page of Swords. This is making the conscious choice to see things differently is what I'm hearing. That's the key in this message. So I'm going to close out your reading by pulling out a forest card for you. I will read you the short descriptive paragraph because it's very informative. So can we have a final message or a clarification for my Cancer Querents, please? Do you know what? Normally I take from the top, but this card here has been calling me, so I'm going to make an exception to my little rituals, and I'm going to take this card. So you have the Amethyst, Wisdom. So this is the Amethyst Forest. I hope you can see it. And I'm going to grab the guidebook. It has to be your card. It was screaming at me. Okay, let me grab it. As you traverse the Amethyst Forest, be mindful of negative habits, working to leave them behind. Amethyst means non-intoxication, so is a wonderful support for all of us when we find ourselves exhibiting behaviors which do not help our cause or that of those around us. Amethyst allows us to let go of negativity. You see, I told you, letting go, it's all there. That could mean alcohol, it could mean sloth, it could mean bad diet, or even our own unwillingness to overcome fear. Contemplate these things as you walk through the Amethyst Forest. Well, I think that was a very apt message to close out your reading. I hope you enjoyed your journey through the cards with me. If you did, if it resonated, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm so humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a truly wonderful month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.